Hello! Ads are done! Okay. Hello! Good evening! How is everybody doing? Happy Art Club Day. It's a Friday. I am a little early today, but it shouldn't be too early, I hope, for some people. As long as I stream for 3 hours, I should still be live over 6 p.m. And 6 p.m. is the time I usually start for Art Club. So hopefully, if no one got the memo that I was starting early, hopefully if anyone interested in Art Club comes in at 6 p.m., we'll still be here. And I wait to art share at the end of stream anyway, so it should work out fine. I think we'll be okay, because the only thing that anybody might miss at the beginning of stream today, because we're starting early, would probably be the demo I'm gonna do, but if it makes you guys feel any better, I didn't prepare anything too crazy. I'm still kind of adjusting to my return back, so I don't have too much going on. I've been spending the week cleaning and getting stuff unpacked, and I've been drawing, but I've been like focusing on one thing, and so I haven't fully gotten into the groove for stream this week, but next week that'll be a next week thing. So no demo on 2-point perspective. I want to really sort that one out and refresh my memory and even work on a piece or something to have good reference for you guys for that. So I'm gonna wait on 2-point perspective, but I've been working a lot on my VTuber model, my 2.0 VTuber model. So I'm going to do a demo today, a little bit on like skin tone and some basic color theory that will help you with skin tone. Because I've been doing rendering on my 2.0 model that you guys may have saw last stream, but I've been learning a lot as I go, and I've learned a couple of techniques that help me, and I think it might help you guys, so I'm gonna share it, and it'll just be a short little demo, nothing. It's more tips than a demo. But at least I have something to offer for Art Club. And I know a lot of you guys actually draw a lot of people. Like, you guys draw characters a lot of the time. And I think working on skin tone will be a very useful tip, right? Since so many of you like drawing characters. So today I'm gonna do co-working as well. So I'm gonna work on, I don't know what I want to work on. I'm a little bit sleepy today. I was zoning out during the starting soon screen. But that's just because I did so much today. I was really productive today with chores and baking and cooking that I think I unintentionally wore myself out during the morning. And my days are so long now since I wake up early and I go to bed a little bit earlier than normal. That's why I'm starting stream a little early. I don't want to go to bed directly right after stream. So my days have been feeling very long. This morning feels like yesterday, and I'm not used to it, but it's I can wake up. It's okay. I'll be fine. Hi Jolly, hi Joshua, hi Pal, Fert. So yeah, I'm gonna do co-working today. I don't know what I want to work on, but I'm probably going to render my model a little bit more, using the skin tone tips that I have. And then if I don't continue working on my model, I'll probably work on Sunai's bedroom background design, because I'm almost done with the sketch and I still have yet to finish it. This is technically due in like July, I think. So after I finish the sketch, it's smooth sailing from there, but I need to finish the sketch, and I have not worked on it since the last time you guys saw it because I left for my trip. So I'm back and I'm ready to knock it out. I just have the left side of the room to add some details to anyway, so it shouldn't take too long. So I guess we'll just co-work, get anything that you need to get done. Do some art if for fun, or do things you have to work on, commissions, any type of art. And then in a bit here, maybe like an hour in, I'll do my skin demo so that we don't miss anybody. So especially since I'm starting so early. I really don't like starting stream at this time. I think this is probably my least favorite time to start stream because it's the middle of the day. And I don't know, I feel like it just takes a chunk out of the day. I've been liking streaming at 10 a.m. and I don't mind streaming in the late evening, like 6 p.m. like usual, but I didn't want to do that today, like I said, because I sleep around midnight my time, and what ends up happening is if I stream at 6, I kind of get off between 8 and 9, and I still have to make dinner, still have to shower, and then go to bed, and then by the time I'm done with stream, I just won't have time to do anything. So I wanted to knock it out a bit early today so that after stream I can end around 7 p.m. my time and still have time to make dinner and then relax for the rest of the night before I go to bed, so that doesn't feel like I just the day zooms by. Even though today already has felt very, very long. I baked quiches this morning. That was fun. I've been meal prepping some, and I really like meal prepping these quiches. I actually gave the recipe to Jolly. And after I gave the recipe to Jolly, I was like, oh, I should make some too, because I had a lot of eggs that needed to be cooked. And so I was like, okay, let me make a batch of these quiches. And I like they're like muffin tin sized quiches. And I like to freeze them and then eat them, like eat one or two for breakfast now and then. And so I made a 12 batch of quiches. They look so good. They were very tasty. I highly recommend them. They actually look very different from the first time I made them. The first time I made them, they were like, I didn't have enough crust. I think I told you that. I didn't have enough crust, so it was like very minimal crust and more egg, and it just looked kind of funny. But this time it came out perfect. I doubled the recipe basically, and I had all the crust to fill all the little muffin tins, and they kind of came out looking like a little cupcake, like a little quiche cupcake, quiche pie, little pies of some sort. So it turned out really good. The crust was perfect. I usually make broccoli and cheddar quiches, but this time instead of broccoli, I used spinach, which it tasted really good. I mean, I think I like the broccoli more, only because the broccoli seemed to have more flavor than the spinach did. Like, it tasted good this time. Like, the spinach didn't have a bad flavor. It just had little to no flavor. So all I tasted was cheese and egg. But the broccoli, when you use broccoli, it tends to have a lot more flavor, I feel. Hi, Blue! How's your evening? How are you doing today, Blue? But yeah, it was good regardless, though. I think you could really use any type of vegetable or anything you want to put in the quiches. But it turned out really good this time. And like I said, I recommend doubling the recipe, Jolly, because I realized that after doubling the crusts, it filled all of them, which was perfect. But then I didn't have enough egg mixture to fill each crust, so I had to double basically the egg mixture as well. So at the end of the day, I think I was wrong on the measurements, because Jolly had asked me if how many quiches it made, and I said it made 12. And the last time I made them, it did make 12, but that was with like very minimal crust. So I don't know what went wrong, but I would say the recipe I gave Jolly is more for a 6 batch, 6 of them, and then double it for 12, because that's what I did today, and I made perfectly enough, and they came out really good. Hi, Eden! How are you doing? Doing good. Just finished my piece for art. Heck yeah! That makes me so excited that you're working specifically for art club. That's so sweet. I'm excited to see it today. Gosh, chat, I'm sweating. It's hot in my room, but why? I guess it's been really hot outside since it's summer now. But my goodness, I feel like I wasn't sweating until I started stream. It's so hot. I need to put on deodorant. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm good too. I'm having a good day. I was really productive today with house chores. I was just telling chat that I baked quiches this morning and then I froze them for meal prep. So I'm excited to do that. Another tip for Jolly specifically is if you're gonna freeze them, please freeze them separately. Like wrap them in tin foil or paper or something, because the first time I made them, I just threw all of them into like a freezer bag and they all froze together. They like got stuck together and it was really hard to break them apart. So definitely separate them somehow in the freezer. I did this time. This time it'll be fine. And then I typically air fry them or microwave them to reheat them. But honestly, I think you could do anything. You could put it in the oven. You could put it in a toaster oven. Toaster oven's probably the best option, actually. It's like you're rebaking it. Or air fryer, and then lastly would be the microwave, but it should still be fine. I just like putting it in the air fryer or toaster oven because it comes out crispy. It like reheats it and it gets really crispy and it's nicer that way. I'll try toaster oven. Yeah, that should work perfectly fine. Summer is my least favorite season, or spring? Is it because of the allergies in spring and the heat in summer? I think summer is also my least favorite. I used to think I really liked summer, but that was just the child in me who wanted no school. And now that I'm out of school, I'm like, man, I also don't like this summer. It's way too hot. I really like fall and winter. Granted, I'm not from like a very cold area. So in the fall and the winter, we don't have snow in the swamp. So it's very, I don't have to worry about it getting too cold. It's just the perfect weather at the end of the day. Sometimes it's still hot in the fall and the winter. But it's not too bad. So I really enjoy fall and winter times. Summer is way too hot. I just got home from my trip, and my trip was a little more cooler. So it was it was such a beautiful trip. But when I got back, man, I have not left the house in like 3 days. I only left once for going grocery shopping. And it was hot as frick, man. I can't go outside. It's so hot. It's unbelievable. Allergies, heat, storms, and bugs. Oh yeah, bugs come out too in the heat. I really hate that too. I've noticed it a lot more recently with spiders. I'm not super duper afraid of spiders, but we get little tiny ones here and there, like cobwebs in the corner of the laundry room and stuff like that. And I've noticed them more this month and last month. I feel like during the winter I barely saw any. So they definitely are coming out. I don't really like bugs either, but luckily those guys I don't seem to mind so much. But I will kill one on sight if it gets in my space. If it gets in my space, then it's not allowed to be there. But if it stays in its own little cobweb corner, I tend to not really do much unless they get too big. But otherwise, my least favorite insect are beetles. I don't like beetles or roaches or June bugs. Like, oh man, I have a story about my trip. Summer is here every day on Arrakis. What the heck? On my trip, Sho and I went on a horse carriage ride, and it was kind of evening time, like past 8 p.m. And we were on the horse carriage ride, and it was really romantic and sweet. It was the most beautiful weather, the most beautiful scenery. The sky was clear, but then all of a sudden, like in the middle of the carriage ride, we had a tour guide, right, who was guiding the horse, and he had a hat on, kind of like a cowboy hat. And we were just kind of sitting there taking it all in, minding our own business, and all of a sudden I hear this buzz, and then like a little, like a slap, and it was a June bug that landed on his hat. And the sound it made when it landed on the hat was horrifying. It just showed how thick that boy was. And the tour guide didn't notice, so he just kept driving, and I just had to sit there in horror in the carriage, staring at the back of this dude's hat with a giant June bug. It was kind of freaky. I was just afraid that the June bug would fly back into my face, but luckily none of that happened. I was safe. I was okay. I'll take shoveling snow over wearing long sleeves to heat and pollen. That's a fair statement. I've never been around snow very much. The few times that I have been around snow, I enjoyed it, but I never had a great experience with snow. And I'm definitely not experienced with shoveling snow or driving in the snow or anything like that. So if I ever were to move to an area with snow, I would need a lot of training. I don't think I know how to survive or live in that type of environment. And the few times that I did visit snow, they were okay experiences. Just I've had a few hiccups that made my experience with snow not the best. One is I get very cold very easily, so I don't handle the cold very well. Anytime I'm in the freezing cold like that, I tend to get migraines, and I just can't stand it. And then I went skiing once, fell on my face. That was fun. And then I just don't like the snow very much. I'm not built for it. They want your AC. Oh no. I hate June bugs because you can really feel. Yeah. That's how I didn't feel it because it didn't land on me, right? But the sound that it made when it landed on his hat was horrifying. I didn't know because bugs are typically quiet, right? Like when you have a fly land on a hat like that, it doesn't make any noise at all unless it smacks into it. But the freaking June bug just landed and went like it made like a little click when it hit the hat. I didn't like that. I didn't like how dense that bug seemed to be. If I work outside at night, I try to use my light as little as possible. Oh yeah, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I don't like the idea. I don't like the thought. I think the worst insect that I really have around me is mosquitoes, but we don't typically go out at night, so we're okay, I think. Mosquitoes too are kind of the bane of my existence because I react very badly to multiple mosquito bites. If I get one mosquito bite, it's fine. But there was this one time, I remember it was a couple years back, and it was 4th of July specifically. Sho and I had went out to watch like a 4th of July fireworks show. And funny enough, I didn't get bit by any mosquitoes at the show itself. I got bit by mosquitoes on our way home because when we got home, we realized that we actually forgot the keys to our apartment. We had driven with my roommate to the show beforehand, and then Sho and I decided to Uber back to our apartment. And when we got back, we were like, oh frick, neither of us have a key, and my roommate had the key. So we had to sit outside of our apartment for like a good hour before my roommate came back to open the door. And there was a lot of mosquitoes outside. And they bit me like 20 plus times. Like, I had a ton of bites all over my legs. And they started to they itched so bad. I would get like the chills at night. Like I started to feel really sick. from all the mosquito bites. So I really, really hate mosquito bites because of that experience. And that wasn't the first time either. I think I've gotten I had a similar experience like that back in high school as well when I got bit by too many mosquitoes. So I really don't like it. But funnily enough, I'm not sure if it was really the mosquito bites that were making me sick or if it was COVID, because during right after that event, I did get COVID at that time. It was back in like 2021. I've had little flies swarm me at dusk. Oh, those are kind of annoying. This is why I don't go outside. Me too. I'm not a very outdoorsy person. Sho was asking me a question the other day. He was asking me something about being in a forest. I don't know. I don't remember what he was asking me, but I remember telling him that my answer was I wouldn't be in the forest in the first place. I don't like the outdoors. I hate to be that person. I hate to be that girl, because I'm not really adventurous. I'm very content with going on a nice walk, but I'm not content with going on a hike, especially if it's in the forest with lots of bugs and wildlife. I mean, I don't mind wildlife, but I don't handle the heat well. I don't handle the cold well. I don't handle bugs well. I'm just not really made for the camping type or the outdoorsy type. I prefer to be in a nice hotel or in a nice I don't know, just somewhere that's not full of moisture and bugs and trees and and stuff like that. I hate to be that person because I do love it. I do love like the look of nature. And I have my moments like during that carriage ride last weekend where the weather was so beautiful that I enjoyed it very much. Besides that one June bug, everything else was perfectly fine. But I don't take me camping. I've been once. I've already gone camping before, and it was the worst experience of my life. So I'm never going again, unless it's in a cabin. That's a little bit different. Mosquito gave her COVID. That's what I thought. I remember I had to do an outdoor lab for one of my courses, and I had to deal with biting gnats. They got under my oh, what the heck? I didn't know gnats could bite. I thought gnats were harmless. Gnats are just they're just annoying because they swarm, don't they? But I didn't know gnats could bite. Gosh, I would hate that. Wait, so you did an outdoor lab. Was it at nighttime? Or was there just a lot of gnats? Are folks out clubbing tonight? Hi, Waldy. Yeah, we're clubbing tonight. Do you guys got your dance shoes on? Dance is a form of art, I suppose, so you guys could go dancing for the night. Maybe grab a drink or two and relax. And what do people do at clubbing? I don't think I've ever been clubbing. I've been to bars, like lots of bars in college, but I haven't specifically been to a club where people were dancing. I mean, maybe that's a little bit of a lie, because I did walk into one, but I did not participate or go into one for a very long time. There was a moment in college where a friend was like, let's check this place out. And we went in, and people were raving, and we walked in for like 5 minutes, stood there awkwardly, and then we left because there was nothing for us there. I didn't know what to do. So it's not really my scene, I guess. I like going to bars and like bar hopping and stuff, but I don't know about clubbing. I don't like dancing very much anyway. As SpongeBob once said, Indo, I don't remember that. I don't remember that from SpongeBob. There were just a lot of them. Most gnats are cool though. Interesting. Alright, let me get my art up, because this is art club. I'm supposed to be arting, aren't I? I'm supposed to be doing some stuff, and I mean, talking's nice too. But let me at least show you guys some stuff. Hi. I'm so close when I get on the screen. I don't have shoes or feet, but I'll still break it. Just float and twirl and do backflips. Do a backflip, Blue. Do it! Do a backflip. I want to see. What dance moves are we busting today? The Macarena. The Macarena. What was I saying? The Macarena is the only dance that I can pull out from the top of my head. I remember growing up in my family's fun Filipino get-togethers and parties, they would always bring up like the cha-cha slide and the Macarena and stuff like that. And I would frickin' destroy the dance floor for the Macarena, okay? The amount of times that I was alone doing the Macarena on the dance floor, that is my dance. I still do it today. Maybe not to the Macarena song specifically, but anytime we're in the car, like jamming to music, she'll laughs at me because I'm the only dance that I can think to come up with is the Macarena, and I will just do it to the tempo of whatever song is playing. To the beat of whatever song is playing. I love it. Alright, Clip Studio. And let's change to the art category. The macaroni. Yeah, the macaroni. The flop. Like a belly flop? The worm? We gonna do the electric slide afterward. Yeah! Oh my gosh, that's a fun one too. Okay, there is one group dance that, in my opinion, popped out of nowhere. Because when I was a kid, I learned all of them, okay? I learned the Cupid Shuffle, the Cha-Cha Slide, the Macarena, all of them, right? Then at some point in time, people started to introduce, what's the wiggle song? What is it called? Is it just wiggle? No, there's a name for it. The booty shaking one. What do you call that one? I don't know what it's called. Frick. Anyway, the wiggle one, I don't know. There's like another twerk. No, not twerking. Gosh, I'm trying to remember. What is up with you guys? No, not twerking. It's like one of those group dance songs. I need to Google it now. It's hurting my brain. Wobble! Yeah, the wobble? Is that what it is? Wobbles. Yeah, I think, yeah, wobble. That one. I think. Full lyrics. Yeah, wobble is this one. It's a very booty shaking one in my opinion. Every time, that's what everyone does during the wobble part. They freaking throw it back. I swear. So growing up, I was familiar with all of these songs except the wobble. And so when people would bring out the wobble on the dance floor, I would be so confused and then really awkward at the same time because people be throwing it back for that song, and I'd always get really shy and I would immediately get off the dance floor because I'm like, what the heck is this song? I never knew that one. Now, I've known it for many years now, but I remember the first time I ever heard it on the dance floor and I was confused. I just shimmy. I don't even know. I don't know the steps. I don't know the steps before the wobble part. I can't do it. So I get off the floor every time that song plays. Macarena, yeah. Quirked up fish girl busting it down Macarena style. Wait, pal, I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy this message. I'm gonna put it somewhere. Can I make it a stream title? Oh, it's like such a long stream title though. Quirked up fish girl busting it down Macarena style. Wait, can I just tweet it? That would be funny. I'm just gonna save it. We're gonna tweet it later. that was a funny sentence. I'm just putting it in our general chat. I don't know why it bullet points. Oh well. It's a stanky leg. Okay, but what about you guys, chat? Chat, what is your go-to dance at a party? Like, do you just do the sway? Do you do the one of my favorite reels that I came across is like the Filipino like auntie dance. It's like when they just shuffle their feet and move their arms a little bit. It's they do like what do you call that? Like a little cha-cha. I left for like 2 minutes and I come back to hearing you're busting it down. I mean, it's our club. We're clubbing tonight. Here's some art. Nothing new. I don't have anything new to really show you guys. I'm gonna work on this. I need to finish the left side, her wall over here. Need to add some more details. I'm missing her cat. I'm missing a pillow, a plushie that she requested. I'm missing a couple of things, so I need to kind of get those in, and then this sketch will finally be done, and then I can move on later. But this is the other thing I want to work on. As you guys can see, like I started some tummy render. It looks so much better compared to last time. Last time it didn't look like this. It still needs some work though. It's not done. I think it's still a little bit too pale. Not pale. It's a little bit too opaque. Like it's not dark enough. Like I feel like you can see it, but you can't see it completely. It needs to be just a little bit more defined. So I'm gonna work on this a little more, but I'm making some progress. I'm doing pretty good. I'm very impressed with myself because this is the first tummy render I have done in a very long time that's of this quality. I don't usually draw this, so I'm happy with how it turned out. I got a lot of help from Show, and also references. References are very nice, but I'm liking how it's looking so far. But it still needs some work. So I'm gonna work on this today, and then like I said, we're gonna do a skin demo today. So I'm excited to show you guys that through this as well. It'll be fun. I love, gotta make an animated emo of you dancing now. Macarena, that would be so cute. I never thought about that. You know how like there's emotes of people doing like caramel dancing and some other dances and stuff? That would be so cute on the Macarena. I don't know if it would translate very well as an emote. It's so small, but I think you could get the gist of it. Like you could still see the arms moving, and then you'll really get it when during the Macarena, the little hip jiggle and then the turn. That would be so cute. I need that now. You're right. I'm writing that idea down. I don't go to parties, I dance in solitude, and I be getting it. But what dance? What are you doing? Holy moly, hi Tank! How are you doing today? Very nice, thank you guys, thank you. Neuron activation. I'm very proud. I'm excited to improve it as well, because there are things I don't like about it. I don't like the shade I used for the skin shadow, I guess, because it's very gray. I think. And I kind of want it to be a little more pink. I'm unsure. At least maybe I need to add a little bit more saturation around the darker areas. So I'll be doing that. You can tell by the belly button that I'm not completely done. There's just scuff, but I'm doing my best. I have ideas. What kind of ideas? The rendering has come a long way. Good job. Thank you, Pal. Yes, Pal has seen it from the moment I started. I was crying on call, being like, I don't know how to render boobs and tummy or skin in general. But I'm getting it now. I'm learning. Should I do my skin demo now? I feel like it would make sense to do it before I start working on the skin itself. I've been really trying to just pay attention to where shapes are on the tummy. So in some of the references, it's like we have this kind of area around the belly button, same with like right over here, and then the rib cage for those highlight areas, and then the darker areas. I don't know, it's hard to really explain because it was just a lot of analyzing, a lot of referencing other tummies and pictures and blending away, which is why it's not very dark, because I just keep adding and keep blending. Your best is pretty freaking epic. Thank you. We're all trying here. All right. Let's talk a little bit about skin and about color theory. Blending so hard. Yeah, I think that was what's frustrating me the most, is because no matter how much I add, like I could do this, right? I know this is a very scuffed color. Like, let's just hypothetically say I add like this dark color. And then I start blending it out. And it's like, it can be very frustrating. It can just be frustrating because things don't always look right. Colors don't always look right. It was really interesting because the tummy reference that I was referencing, which this is relevant to the demo I'm going to do today, but there's a lot of colors in the skin. You know, like there's, in the reference I was looking at, it felt like there was like some blue over here. There was like some darker saturated red over in the shadow areas. There was like some pinks kind of scattered throughout the skin. It's very random almost. And that can be quite frustrating when you're drawing human bodies because everybody's so different that it's hard. It's hard when you're not given a formula. And a lot of the time, a formula in drawing is like, oh, if you draw a cube, it's just a cube. Like cubes tend to be the same for the most part, right? Also, you can't see it here. Like cube is the same, right? But everyone's tummy is not the same shape, color, size, surface. It's all different. It can be very frustrating. Wait a minute, this isn't my grandma's house? No, it is your grandma's house. Welcome home, Popping, Rico. How are you? How's school been? How's your job been? How are you? Did you bring my favorite candies? Welcome in, Rico. How are you doing? How did you find my stream? I mean, how'd you find your way to Grandma's house all by yourself? Did you bring the Werthers? You know, I can't go out anymore with this bad knee I got. I can't drive anymore. I'm just getting too old. You know, I'm gonna die soon. So you better be bringing me some of my favorite Werthers, okay? Oh gosh. Tummies are a series of tubes and spheres, are they not? I guess you could say that. I personally find that hard to see. But that's just me. You know, whatever works for anybody when drawing, seeing in shapes is the best thing you can do, right? But for me, I'm like, the tummy is so hard because I can't just... It's very hard for me to see shapes in such a complex surface. Specifically the front of the tummy that you're trying to render. Tuna the big bad wolf! Oh, no! I don't know what you're talking about. Have a seat on the plastic wrapped sofa. Ugh. Ugh. Gave me flashbacks. Give me flashbacks to the... I don't think we had a plastic wrapped sofa, but I did have a sheets, like, you know, like bed sheets, but over the sofa. So you can't even see the beautiful sofa. Like, you can't even... Nothing matches in Grandma's house. Everything's just a splash of color and a lot of hoarded stuff. That might have just been my experience, though. I don't know. Mima, no! I'm glad you went through with the joke. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Welcome in. My name's Tuna, by the way. I'm a Swamp Siren VTuber, and I do art in game some as well. I hope you enjoy your time here. And like I said, how did you find my stream? Welcome in. It is hard, especially with a more average size tummy. Yeah. I agree with that. Anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of a demo on color theory, basic color theory, and how you can apply the basic color theory to skin tones. Because we're drawing a VTuber model right now. But also, you guys draw a lot of characters. Whenever we have art share for art club, you guys always be sharing characters. So we gotta talk about skin. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna do different shades of skin as well, and then also abnormal colored skin, like blue skin or green skin. Because I know that some people, I always hear this all the time, where people will be drawing somebody with like green skin, and they'll struggle with it because they're so used to drawing a more human tone, and going to a different color can be quite intimidating. Color theory, yeah, it's color theory. Drink clear skin for water. Huh? Okay, let me talk about color theory first, and then go into skin, and then I'll talk about... Alright, let me pull up an image or something of a color wheel to help color wheel. There's a lot to color theory. I'm gonna put a disclaimer right now that I'm not gonna cover 100% everything about color theory right now, especially since I'm trying to focus more on the basics and then how you apply them to skin tone. But I will try and get as much basics as possible, and then maybe another time I'll talk more in depth about color theory. This is a good image, and then let me grab another image real quick. Color square or triangle. Specifically for digital art. Where is that? I know I could just screenshot it from my program, but color picker, is that what it is? Okay, well, you know, this works. Frick. Okay, this works. And then I want a square one as well. square color picker. Here we go. Alright, I have all my images. Okay, sorry. I should have prepped this before. Let's start with basic color theory. The color wheel. This is really quick. This is just a really quick detail to keep in mind with skin tones. Is skin tones can come from any hue, and I'll talk about hue in a second. But what you really want to pay attention to with the basic colors of the color wheel, we have like complementary colors, sediment, whatever you call them. Did I say sedimentary? Is that what you call them? I haven't done this in a long time. But we want to pay most attention to the cool colors and the warm colors, because depending on how you want to stylize your art, you might have to choose between cool tones or warm tones. So as we might know, cool tones are a lot of the time are the blues, the purples, the getting into the greens a little bit. Basically everything from this left side of the wheel tends to be cool, whereas the right side, that's not a pen, the right side is a little bit more warm, and it's just something to keep in mind when working on skin tones, and I'll talk a little bit more about it when we're coloring skin tones in a minute, but I just want to make it known because it's a stylistic choice at the end of the day, I think. So I want to start off by putting the idea that color and art is all subjective. So when you're trying to learn color theory, there is theory to it, and there is things that you need to learn and know and understand about real life that reflects into artwork. But once you understand those fundamentals, that's when you go into stylization, where stylization is where you purposefully choose to maybe do something wrong because it looks good and it's your style and you chose to do so, right? So if I'm drawing from life and I'm drawing somebody's skin tone that is very pale, maybe in reality, they look like they have a cooler tone to their skin, and the lighting in the room is a cool tone, which really contributes to how you're drawing it, especially if you're drawing from life like that, right? But let's say you're drawing fan art of Hatsune Miku. But let's say you want to like make her, you want to draw in a really warm tone, like you want all of your artwork to be warm in tone. There's nothing wrong with altering a piece to be a little bit more warm or a little bit more cool. At the end of the day, it's a stylistic choice. So we have that. We have the color wheel with warm and cool tones, but then I'm going to go into color theory on this wheel that we typically see in our digital art programs. This is specifically for digital art because color theory when painting or doing traditional art is definitely a lot harder to replicate, especially with something like paints. An exercise that I did in college when learning color theory that might help anybody when learning traditional color theory is to paint squares. So what we did was we basically made pixel art of an image, and we would paint each square, and by doing that you basically have to understand color theory. Do you understand hue, saturation, and opacity, and on all these things, and then you have to paint each square by mixing the paints, mixing the colors to truly understand how to accurately get that paint color. And that's just a way to practice with traditional art, but with digital art, we have this handy dandy little guy. This handy dandy little color wheel. So starting with the basics, we have the wheel itself. This lovely circle. I can't do a circle. Circle! Which is our hue. Hue! What is hue, you may ask? Just in case you didn't know, hue is all these colors. Every single color, from blue to orange to red to pink to green to yellow to all these colors. Basically, not that, that's me, you. Basically these. All of our base colors that make up color as a whole. Who is Hugh and why is he interrupting the tutorial? Huey! Huey! Have you guys seen The Boys? I haven't finished it yet. But that is Hugh. And then we have... So we're going to write down... I'm going to write it up here in the corner as well so we know each one. And then at the end of this, I'll go over each one and their definitions again so that we remember. We have hue. Then we're going to start with this direction. This line from left to right on the triangle. Gosh darn it. There we go. From left to right on the triangle, we have saturation. I'm gonna just call it sat here. But we have saturation, which is the intensity of the color. So if we see here on this specific image, we have the hue on this pink. So this entire thing is pink. But from left to right here is the saturation of the pink. So the farther right to this corner of the triangle is the more intense the pink is, whereas to the left is the less intense the pink is. So by the time you get over here, it's pretty much gray. And in painting, in both traditional and digital, the way you would get pink to be more or less saturated would be by adding the hue itself. So this is the hue at its utmost brightness, its utmost intensity. But if you want to desaturate it, basically, you would be adding less of that color, if that makes sense. But that goes into up and down, which is... What is up and down again? My brain's farting. My brain's farting because I use the... I want to start with a triangle because I feel like a lot of people tend to use the triangle, but I tend to use the square. Hold on a second. Okay, we got hue, we have saturation, we have, I'm trying to think the word for it, but it's dark, like darkness. What is the word for it though? Value. Value is the word for it. Thank you. Value. Value. Which is, yes, the lighter it is and the darker it is. We best do. Yeah, you guys are great. You know more than me. These are the basics, but I'll get to the skin tone soon, I promise. So we have the lighter and the darker. And that's where you would add pink. I'm going to do it in this corner since this is not a very big canvas. But if I wanted this pink to essentially go down in value, you would just add black. And then blend. Blend. I'm painting digitally, which is weird. And it's darker, right? And vice versa. If you wanted the pink... Frick. If you wanted the pink to get lighter, you would just add white to it, and that increases the value of the pink as well. The more white you add, the lighter it essentially starts to become. And we love doing that. Yay! Value. Liking the exercise, yes. So that's how I would practice traditionally, but as you can see here, it's like it can also be done digitally just by practicing painting, and also makes use of your brushes as well if you want to practice your brushes in Clip Studio or Paint Tool Sai or Procreate, whatever program you use. But I'm just using the classic Clip Studio like G Pen to like add the white, and then using the blending tool to blend it out into it. So that's value. Let me think really quick about saturation before my brain farts again. Here we go. I got it. So we have hue, saturation, and value. Hi, Chicky. Long time no see. Yeah, I was on a trip. How are you doing, chicken? All right, I think those are the three. Yes, hue, saturation, and value. I want to bring up this photo because this is a good example. And what I was trying to portray but couldn't properly do it. Hue is hue is the array of colors. Saturation is the one color intensity, the intensity of one color. And value is the light to dark of a color. Oh my gosh, I can't draw a straight line. Light to dark of a color. Another good exercise to practice the difference between these that I really like, and more specifically between saturation and value, is I did a, this is like a very artsy, cool practice idea, okay? But I did a piece. I wonder if I have an image of it back in college. I don't think I do, though, and that makes me really sad now that I think about it, because I just don't remember where I put it. It's probably on my phone if I do have an image. But basically, you take a piece of paper. Let me do this. See, paint this white real quick. Take a piece of paper. We're gonna pretend that this is the piece of paper. Or a canvas, whatever, digital or traditional. And then you make even lines. Across. And then you're gonna double. You're gonna double this. So you're gonna have two pieces of paper essentially. If I can do this correctly on this canvas. Okay. What is happening? What is happening? Okay, whatever. Here we go. Alright, we're gonna have 2 pieces of paper, or 2 canvases, and then on one, we are going to choose a hue. So going back to this, you're gonna choose a hue. So green, blue, pink, whatever color that you want. If we're talking about the wheel, anything on the wheel. So I'm gonna choose this purple. And then you're going to color in, oopsies. Color in each one like this, okay, right? One of the left side is going to be saturation, and the right side is going to be value. So we're gonna do saturation, and then value. Hi Dante, how are you doing? Oh, also ads started playing. I'll wait for ads to finish before I continue. Bam, bam, kimi wa suki ni nante tatsu kana. Has thou purified thou swampus of the arse? No. No. You know what I realized? I stream every other day that I like plan to shower. So like wash my hair, shower, like full shower. So I every time, like my stream days are also my shower days, I'm noticing. So every time you ask me that, I'm like, holy moly, no, because I'm gonna shower after stream. I'm gonna shower today. I promise, I swear. I'm gonna change this one. I love you. Yeah, no, what? Tuna stinky on every day that isn't shower? No, I shower, but I don't always take a full shower. I always wash my hair like every other day. And then just like take a quick shower otherwise. We back. Okay, back to the exercise. So we have hue and we have value. So the left side, let's talk about hue. So we know that hue is the array of colors, right? So for this exercise, we are going to practice going from one hue to another hue. So I chose purple, but I'm going to come over here and choose this, let's do something really drastically different, like orange. And then we're gonna fill the bottom one with orange. And then we are going to gradually transition from one hue to the other hue. And the way we're gonna do that is by simply adding color to the other. So I'm gonna take this orange, I'm gonna go from bottom to top, put this here, but then I'm going to add some purple in here. And then blend, which is going to be painstakingly annoying. Painstakingly annoying. This works a lot better traditionally, in my opinion. I think another thing would be to use like a painting brush would be would be easier in Clip Studio or your program. But the point here is not really the brushes or the blending, but to understand the transition. So I did not even get purple all the way in here. But we want to blend. I have a better blending for this actually. Banana. And then we take this color that we made, put it here, and just keep on adding, which is painstakingly annoying. But we will eventually see the transition from orange to purple, and I'm gonna actually see if I can find a piece that I made to help explain to you guys, because it'll be easier to see without me painstakingly doing it. Blah blah! Thank you, Greedo, for 19 months. How are you doing, Greedo? Because if I do this, it's not going to be accurate. This does take time, and that's the point of the exercise, is to actually take your time and figure out how to blend each thing. Because if I start blending like this orange into this purple, and I start to realize that it's actually too dark or too dark and light doesn't actually come into play here because we're not adjusting the value, but you realize that there's too much orange or there's too much purple. The goal for the end result here is to have the purple seamlessly transition to the orange by blending and understanding how each color is added to each other. Which again is painstakingly hard, and I think I'm not using the right brushes for this because it's mixing black into here. I'm going back to lurking now, blah blah. I'm just trying my best. Okay, Greedo. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna try and find the piece really quick. So I'm gonna freeze my model. I'll smile for you guys. Smiling. I'm gonna find the piece really quick. I think I know exactly where it is, but I have to scroll and find it. That's the hard part. And then I will explain the value end, which is pretty self-explanatory when you think about it, but it's the same idea. So we stay with purple, and we're not adding orange to this because we're talking about value, not hue, right? So for value, our color is purple, and then we are going to go from dark purple, essentially, to light purple. And I actually put the purple in the wrong slot, but I'll explain in a second. Oh my gosh, my phone is lagging while I try to look for this image, and it doesn't help me at all. But I hope that's a little bit understandable for you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I know this one's kind of confusing because I can't just finish it on the spot. It's a tough exercise, but it's good for you guys if you want some sort of practice for color, especially from one hue to another hue like that. Okay, I think I'm gaining on it. I'm almost there. Oh, okay, I found the class. Oh, this is a good example. This is a good example, but I wonder if the original one is there. Okay, I'm gonna send these photos to myself. Send these, and then I will show them to you guys. color theory. Alrighty. Do I have a better photo of this? Oh. Okay, got it. I just have to find myself. Post. Okay. I'm back. Takes time to forge a nice weapon. Blending. Alrighty. Let me just go to Discord and get these images. No, thank you. Inosuke, how are you doing? Alright, I found this. Okay, this is an art piece for a surfboard, but how I applied both techniques from hue and value is, once again, hue is going from purple to orange, where value would be, and let me redo this really quick. Value is a little easier to do quickly on here. Value would be adding black or white to get lighter or darker. So essentially, if you add white to purple, you get white by the end. But then if you add black to purple, you eventually get black, like this, right? Now let me actually try to do the same with hue here, but it's a little harder. What the frick, I forgot. This is awkward because I put this arrow here and I did not set up for this properly. Okay, ignore that. But we have orange. Yeah, this one's a little harder to get to because you actually have to blend for this. So I can't do that one directly clicking from the wheel. I'm good. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to hear you're doing good too. You got this. Thank you. Well, essentially, I'm going to show it to you on the other piece, but this would be from purple to orange, and it takes some time and is a really good exercise. So on this piece, I did it here, where if you pay attention to just the yellow parts and the orange parts, like these orange parts, it is a hue change from yellow to orange, right? But if you just pay attention to the blue parts, the blue-green parts, the teal parts, it is a value change from dark teal to light teal. And the point of this exercise basically was to do both of them, do the hue change and then do the value change, and then cut shapes out for an image and overlay each other. So each segment should be even on on both of these so they all line up, so that when you actually do cut shapes into the paper, that they overlap each other onto this. And then you get this really cool effect and really cool exercise of hue change and value change while also creating something nice. It's a very nice board, thank you. I did it for a competition back then, but I did this like back in 2019. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time. So back then I didn't even understand, like I didn't have skill to draw. Like there's so much I could have improved on this. Like these lines could have been so much thicker. They're so unnecessarily like thin. But yeah, this is an old place. Peace. First place to me, thank you. I didn't win anything. But it's okay though. I learned cool color theory things. Gradients, yeah, so it's pretty much like practicing gradients at the end of the day, but like I said, it's good to understand the hue change and the value change. Thank you for the follow, Rico. So there's that piece. There's this exercise, which is a good exercise. And then there's this, but I'm also gonna go show you guys this. I'm gonna show you everything the same thing, but on the square wheel. So we have hue, then we have saturation, value. I forgot there was an image I saw. This is usually all that it is, but there was an image that I saw recently. I think I sent it to show. Or I saved it, or I put it somewhere. Did I put it in resources? I have a little resource channel. Luminosity. Luminosity was what it is. So, luminosity, saturation, hue. That's his value. Because luminosity is darkest to lightest as well. So value, same word. Never mind then. I was thinking I saw something else. Hi, Waldy. Hey, you and a follower. Thank you. Would surf on? I don't even know how to surf. I think if I tried to learn how to surf and do surfing lessons, I definitely fall a lot. I don't think I'd like it very much. Like I said at the beginning of stream, I'm not a very outdoorsy, thrill seeker person. I like learning things and doing stuff, but I'm more of an art workshop than a surfing lesson type of gal. Alrighty. We have these. And then, let's talk about skin. Skin! I have another handy dandy image. Or not. I don't, because it won't let me take it won't let me drag and drop it. Hold on. Here we go. Skin! This looks kind of familiar, don't it? We have our hues, our color wheel. Then we have a secondary color wheel. That's because sometimes colors can mix with other colors to create more variation of tone, skin tone. Now, I want to point out that I find that a lot of people, when drawing skin or painting skin tone, some people default, especially if you're very into anime, for example, cartoons and stuff like that, which there's nothing wrong with drawing any of that, but it's still good to understand color theory and fundamentals of drawing from life. That skin tone, there's a wide variety of skin tone, right? Some people will draw a basic light skin tone and use gray, a more gray tone, to shade it, right? And although that's not bad per se, sometimes it looks a little dull, a little muddy. Sometimes it doesn't work unless the character you're drawing happens to have really gray skin for some reason. But a lot of the time, I found this is how I see a lot of beginner artists shade skin tone. And if you're drawing fan art, for example, of a character, and that character is a pre-existing character with a pre-existing skin tone, same as if you're drawing a person from real life and they have a very specific color skin tone, just using gray or black to shade is quite inaccurate and quite will not look like the character, will not match, will not look correct, right? So when we look at a color wheel like this with all the skin tones, the reason this image is such a great image is because it's showing you how skin tone can come from every single type of hue. So when people use green, for example, green is, I think people are scared to use green. Green or orange. Green or orange are very hard colors to work with, and really, for lack of a better word, some people find them to be uglier than using others. So typically when we're drawing stuff like this, like my model, I'm using a very pink and red skin tone because that's the typical popular tone, I think. And I'll talk about darker skin tones too in a minute. But some people are like, ew, green. Green is weird. And if you use a very saturated green like this to shade, sure, it can look kind of weird because it looks like the character almost has green skin, and that feels a little bit unnatural, right? Feels a little unnatural, so unless your character has green skin, you'd use that. But in this wheel, we see that with the right color choices, green hue for skin tone is not necessarily bad. It just depicts a more olive skin tone. There are people out there that have a more green hue to their skin, and it comes out as what we typically describe as an olive skin tone. Same with orange, would be very, very tan, very specific, like I said. And we can have skin tones that come from blue as well, which is more cooler on the cool side of the hues. And then we have some of our most popular ones because it is the most natural human-like skin tone, which is reds and pinks, because typically we do have red and pink from our blood and so on. I took a screenshot of the wheel. This will help me quite a bit. Yes, I'm glad. So that's why I wanted to show off this wheel. This is a very neat wheel. And like I said, you could block out like the first wheel or second wheel. But at the end of the day, it's the mixture of these colors that really create each variation of skin tone. And then we get into the darker skin tones as well. Even though they are darker in skin tone, does not mean that they don't have a hue and that they don't come from another hue. So this is a dark skin tone, for example. So let's like copy that and put it over here. And it's quite dark, but if you come over here and select this one, I think it's this one. And they are on the same line of value pretty much, but they are still very different skin tones. Very, very different skin tones. So when it comes to character creation specifically, if you're trying to make your characters stand out and vary in skin tone and vary in different colors, then it is very good to take into account hue, because it can come from any hue. It really can. And then we have value and we have saturation that comes in as well. And I'm going to show you guys that on a little circle, kind of like how we did here. So I'm going to do a basic render. Color relativity is weird too. I actually have something on that. I'm gonna show you guys that. Maybe I should show you guys that first, before moving on and doing the example spheres. Let's talk about that. Hold on. I have a very handy dandy thing I made. Oh my gosh, I can't. This is so whack. Sometimes I try to drag and drop something and then it doesn't drag and drop, but that's okay. Alrighty. Lovely. It's a little dirty because I made this with glue and gross stuff. But hi Satan, how are you doing? Long time no see. Yes, I hope you're doing well too. How have you been? And hi Prime, how are you doing today too? Unfortunately, I have to leave, but have fun streaming. Work time. Take care, dudes. Catch you. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Rico, and for the follow and sticking around. I really do hope you enjoyed your time here. My demo's a little scuffed today, but I'm happy that you seem to be enjoying it. I hope to see you again soon. Have a good one. Yes, yes, yes. Alrighty, so color can look very different depending on the environment, depending on the lighting, depending on what colors it's next to. Everything can be taken into consideration when it comes to color theory, and that's the main reason why we have to learn color theory. Because when you're analyzing color from real life, it is not what you may perceive it as. I'm doing well, been busy. Me and my girlfriend adopted a rabbit. I love rabbits. So excited, he's so cute but very nervous. Does your rabbit have a name? So anyway, moving on. I did this little thing. So opacity. Let's talk about opacity for a second, because that's another additional word on top of hue, saturation, and value that we don't often talk about in color theory, but it does apply. And some of you may already know what opacity is, especially if you're a digital artist, but opacity is basically how translucent something is. So in this pyramid that I did here, this isn't painted, by the way, this is cut paper. So I had a booklet of over 500 different shades of colors, and I cut the paper from each shade, and I made this. And it's another very good exercise to practice color theory, but it is very, again, time consuming and very not necessary, but it helps if you wanted to go the extra mile. So this is all cut paper. So we have translucency, right? This green is different from this green, is different from this green, is different from this green. This looks blue, this looks yellow, this looks gray. Every one of these colors looks different, and it looks translucent, right? Like this looks like if this is an actual pyramid in front of us in 3D space, you were seeing through it and you were seeing how each side is essentially a different color, and you're looking at different things. We can't say whether or not this pyramid is green or blue or yellow, because we're seeing this green through whatever color this side of the pyramid is. This is mind bending, yes, it is. But the thing to take away from that is it's not supposed to be so mind bending to the point where you give up and can't understand and all that. The point being is just to remember that color changes things. So because we're looking through this side of the pyramid, the color of this specific space does look different. And you would essentially apply that to anything you add color to, especially if it's translucent, if you're working with opacity. So that's just a little bit about opacity, but it's not anything to take note here. The reason I wanted to bring this up essentially was to talk about the white here and the gray here. And then I also have another photo. Let me screenshot this photo really quick before I forget it. Alright. I'll come back to this one. Color can appear different depending on the space that it is on. So, these two pinks are different pinks. This pink is more saturated, it seems, a little more coral, a little more on the orange hue. Well, this pink is more like a bubblegum pink, right? I hope you guys can see it, okay? We're training our eyes right now. These are very different pinks. But when put on a piece of paper or a plane that's of a odd or different color, it can change the way your eyes perceive. So now, these two look like they're the same shade of pink, almost. You zoom out, it's hard to really tell that they're different unless you have this. But if you block this out, they look like they're the same shade of pink. But I see the different color. It's not perfect. But the point is that the way you perceive color can change depending on what you're staring at. So I have another one. And these are my own examples, which make it really hard to portray. I wish I had a better example to show you guys, because these were taken as an image on my phone and I made these myself, so they definitely are not perfect. Some of you, like Prime, might see the difference between the two, but the lesson to be taken here is that by placing this green on this darker green and this green on this yellow, it makes our eyes perceive it as different colors. So going back to this, this is the color of this side. I know that because it's white behind it. So this is the color, but over a darker surface, it will always appear darker, right? It would not be noticeable unless you're specifically looking for it. Exactly. I need my glasses. It do be like that. Now, how am I applying this to painting, drawing from life, skin tones? I have another piece to show off, and I don't think I actually have it, which makes me sad. It's on my phone again. I don't want to go searching for it. I have a piece that has a black background. Let me see if I can kind of demo it. I have a piece that has a black background. It has a spaceship. Oh gosh. I'm rough doing this. This was a still life, by the way. As a spaceship, the lighting of the still life was pink. So we had a lamp over this wooden white spaceship that appeared pink. And it was like a very, very saturated hot pink like this, right? Lamp, yes. And then we have the table. The table that the spaceship was sitting on had a shadow. Now, when I was analyzing this spaceship from the still life, I am in a studio. This is an actual item and still life that was sitting in front of me with a pink light shining on top of it. And I'm looking at this with my bare eyes. My bare eyes. When you think of a shadow, sometimes you just go straight to meow, meow, straight to gray. Oh my goodness, gray shadow. It's just a shadow of the spaceship, right? But when you really squint your eyes and stare at a still life like this that has such a drastic lighting choice, you start to realize that the pink in the lamp lighting actually made the shadow of the spaceship very green. Very incredibly green. Which is odd, but that's how life works. And I need to find it for you guys. I can't just sit here and draw this for you like this. I need to find it. I'm gonna freeze again, and I should be able to search it on my phone, because I have all of these on my phone from college and not actually on my computer. But I don't think I did it too long ago from here. Hold on. Yes, I found it. All I need to show you guys is the still life. Green. Enjoy yourselves. I need to go eat so I don't die. Have a good meal, Prime. Okay, let me just send this to me. And I should be good. Okay. I am back. Or I should be in a second. My phone's bugging out. All right. This is a picture of the still life I was drawing. And you guys can see this pink lighting along here. pink lighting around here. All of the pink lighting. Woo! But when you look at the shadow, at first glance, you have to ask yourself, what really is that color? Because when you're drawing from life, what people do a lot of the time is they just go darker. So like, oh, this is gray. This is gray right here too. This is all gray. Or black, or a dark version of white, because that's what color this is. But in reality, because we're looking at something so specific that has a specific pink lighting, when you squint your eyes, this is in the more green type of hue. And again, because this is a photo, it's hard to see, but it's always a matter of squinting your eyes and really knowing how to perceive color, if that makes sense. And the reason I'm telling this to all of you guys is because this can apply to, this is not going to blend because I'm on a I'm on an image. I'm telling this to you guys because perceiving color is the first step to color theory, even if you're drawing cartoons or anime or whatever it may be, because everything comes from life at the end of the day. And color in life is very odd. It's very weird. We have this shadow here. We have this very bright pink here. We have so much going on in such a space. So when you're drawing a character and doing skin tone, you have to start to ask yourself, what is the situation? Is there a lighting? What hue is that lighting? My VTuber model, for some reason, could have a very pink light on her, and that would show on the skin. Or what hue does the skin originate from? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't even know because I didn't pay attention for my own. But it is quite important when I color pick the base tone that I chose for my model skin. It is in the orange red hue. It's essentially this. this hue, but for my model. But I could change the hue to blue. It's already very different for skin tone. So it's all about thinking about color theory when applying to skin. You got to think about the lighting. You have to think about the way the lighting affects the shadows, the way you're perceiving color. And I want to do more of these spheres with you guys, because we'll talk about specifically skin tone now. I'm going to try to erase this. I'm going to try and do a second one of the skin tone for my model, because I'm not even completely satisfied with this one. I think the one I originally made is too pale, it's too light. I want more depth. I want more dimension. I want more darker of a shadow. So we're gonna remake it. And that's the thing about art, is everything is up to you at the end of the day if it's stylized. So I can choose to have this blue hue in my skin. I can choose to have a pink hue. I can choose to make the skin tone have darker, more in-depth shadows or not. So I'm gonna take this, and let's say we want the shadows to be a little more saturated and a little more red in tone, red pink. And we start blending. I think if you're gonna do a character design or paint skin, I think it's actually quite nice to do these little spheres of color, because I think it really helps me to see the shading, see the blending, see how things are working out before I apply it to the model itself. So we have that. That looks super red. If I put this on a person, it feels like they look kind of like a lobster almost, or very sunburnt. Like, look at the comparison. But let's add more variation of color to the skin tone. I want some more light. So I'm gonna add some whites to lighten up this area, because value. And then we have to take in and consider other things like backlighting. What is backlighting? Backlighting is like ambient lighting. Is there lighting coming from the back, coming in a secondary lighting option? This already has lighting coming from here. Frick. Coming from here. But what if there was a second light source in the piece that you're drawing, or the model that you're making, or the character design you're making? I chose on mine the blue. Well, let's choose something different for this one. Let's choose a green backlighting. Weird, but it's something. We get to really see how that adds color to the skin. And I don't like that. I don't like how green looks with that. So let's try purple. And you get to play around until you like something. Okay, I like the purple a little more. Nice! So I think that looks good. And then we can use this little sphere that we made to kind of help us adjust and work on the model. So it's like we can color pick, add some of that purple to areas that are missing it, add some of that reddish hue, in other areas that maybe need more saturation. Even, oh gosh darn. Even more right here. And we see how it's added more color variation to the skin. And then I can even take that highlight from this little sphere, kind of add it in these areas that I want it. And wow! So cool! I even like how it's added to my render already. I might keep it. But yeah, that's essentially how you would apply all the things we've learned about color theory to like a small sphere like this and then apply it to skin tone. Let's do another one with, I'm actually gonna keep these. Alright. What the frick is the song? I know it and I'm like, where the frick do I know this song from? I think it's from a very stupid anime. It was a very dumb harem anime. Magic! Alright. I wanted to go back to the color wheel. Not this. Let's get rid of these now. We're done with these. This one. And let's do a darker skin tone. I like kind of the blues. The blue, darker skin tones. The green ones are a little too olive in tone for me, but I want to do the weird ones to like show you guys how they don't always look weird. It's just a matter of how you stylize it and how you choose to draw. But let's do one of these. Let's do this one, like this as a base tone, and then I'll try to recreate it as well. So I'll do that. Now we know it's in the blue hue, and it probably has probably has a little bit of red in it. To start getting towards this same brown orange color. And we're getting closer. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to teach you guys not only how to just color pick, like we can all go to this wheel and color pick this color that we did and then be on our way, right? And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You can do that. Obviously, as long as you're not copying from like someone else's artwork and stuff like that. But it's good to understand color theory to a point where you can start to blend and color match your own colors so that you just have that knowledge. All right, we're kind of close here. We're getting close. This one is definitely a little more blue, I wonder. It still needs red. Actually, it might be yellow. No, that's too light. But a darker yellow? onto something? I think I'm getting farther. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. I think that's close for now. Let me try one more. I'll add red. A really saturated red and see. But we'll call it that. So this is our tone for dark skin. And then we're going to do the same thing with shading, where we choose a hue. And like we can see on the wheel, even with dark skin, hue can come from anywhere on the wheel. So I'm going to choose the blue hue since this is the hue of the tone that we chose anyway. And I'm going to use that to make shadows. And I think dark skin is particularly hard to work with for people because people don't know how to translate the colors for dark skin because it's already so dark, right? So when you try to go for shadows, people get confused on how do I make the shadows look darker but not gray. And that's why for this specifically, I chose blue for the shadow, but notice how I did not necessarily go darker. I didn't add black and then shade it. Now I could to like the rim to really define this if I wanted, but saturation comes really handy with this because the blue that I put down was so saturated that it helps you see it when it's acting as the shadow. In the same way that when I showed you guys the still life of the spaceship, this one, in the same way that how do I shade the shadows in this is with green because that's how it appears, right? So on this, you have to take into consideration on dark skin, if you're looking at somebody with dark skin or looking at a character with dark skin and referencing it, is there alternative lighting that is affecting the shadows and highlights? Is there a specific hue to their tone of skin? Does their skin feel more olive green? Does it feel more cool tone with the blues or very warm with oranges? And that's how you would apply the shadow. So if this were to go instead, let's say a warm tone, I'm gonna choose like an orange. Kind of a darker orange. I put too much, but I'm gonna blend it out. And have a more warm tone to this dark skin. And this is the same base. Both of these two have the same base, but different color decisions. So this one is more warm in tones. This one's more cool in tones. This one's more selective in like the orange hue, and this one's selective in the blue hue. And I'm going to do highlight as well. These are not completely done yet. For this one specifically, for the highlight, you could go a little bit more higher in value, so closer to white. But what's nice that I like to do, and this is more of a stylistic decision, is you can choose white. Let me I like using an airbrush for the highlights. But sometimes I like to add a little bit of hue in there as well. So for this specifically, I chose, what did I choose here? I already did it and it disappeared. You can add some sort of hue to the highlight as well. And then we have this wide variation of color from a very cool toned shadow to almost a warm toned highlight. And then we also have the value from dark to light. And then you also have your base tone for the dark skin that originated within the blue hue. So there's a lot going on. And I hope it's as understandable as it can be with the way that I'm describing it. But again, that's why I wanted to teach you guys at the beginning of stream about hue, saturation, value, and all the basics, so that when I'm talking about all of this, it's understandable. Smile, smile. Hi, Ada! Taking notes. I hope it's understandable. Let's play with this one. This one's warmer in tone. I'm gonna work on its highlight. And what I did for the highlight here is I just color picked the base color that I had here and went a little more towards the white, like this. Sometimes I shift the hue a little bit, like I said, to add some more color variation. That's starting to look more like there's a spotlight on it that might be pink. So why would another reason you would ever change the hue of the highlight in this sense would be because there's a specific type of lighting. So on here, like I pointed out, the shadow is very cool toned, but maybe there is a spotlight on the character, and that's why, and it's warm, and that's why there's this warm lighting around the highlight areas. And that's kind of what the second one's looking like, because I chose to make it pink, and I don't like it very much. Maybe that's not what I intended for the character. Maybe this is just a VTuber model and it's basic lighting. So then I would just kind of go towards just the lighter value. And that kind of feels more natural. And let's say, I think this one, in my opinion, is boring so far. And that's not to say that this can't be your choice. Just me personally, I like when there's a lot of color in the skin tone, and I like when there's a lot of variation and saturation. It's why on my own I have such this high saturation of like purple in the shadow. In this one it's blue. So we have, I want there to be more into this one, so let's see what we can do. Purples and blues are typical, like cool tones are typical to go towards when it comes to skin tone, but it's not necessarily needed, but it's typical because the shadows are the darker areas. They tend to be the cooler areas, right? And that's just common knowledge, but it's up to you to choose a different hue. They look like chocolate almonds. They do. They look like candy. I always struggle with skin color, so I just end up color picking. That's okay. I think color picking can also just be beneficial to study as well. Just get information. I'm glad you're learning something. I always use purples for shadows. Yeah. See, like, when people use purples for shadows, it's technically not a bad idea. It's not wrong, of course, because it's typically when you have, like, take for example, the shadow of your armpit. Your armpit isn't typically touched by light because it's your armpit and it's the shadow, and those areas are cooler. They're not, light tends to be warm, but there's such thing as cool lighting as well, but I'm talking about in the typical scenario where we're talking about sunlight. Sunlight tends to be warm, and in reality of things, a lot of the time the shadows are cool, but that's not all the time though. So that's why here I was trying so hard to do something more warm like this. To show what that will look like. And I guess it's in my way, a way to prove a point that it doesn't always have to be a purple shadow. It can be whatever you want it to be. It just depends on the situation, depends on the lighting of your piece, the skin color of your character, the backlighting, if there's an alternate lighting. There's so many things to take into consideration, which is why, again, I did all of that pre-learning stuff before getting into this. There we go. Woohoo! Lovely. Lovely dark skin tones. I love it. It's so pretty. Bam bam. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's essentially all that I have to say about skin tones. And again, I highly recommend doing the little spheres like this and then just keeping them on the side while you work on skin render, because I only started doing that now with my piece, and it's very, very beneficial to basically pre-make your palette for your skin and then do it. And then we got crazy people out here in the art community who like become very stylistic and just add like rainbows of color to their like their characters, right? And at the end of the day, that just becomes very stylistic and is up to you. And that's why it's nice to do these little spheres, to test it out first. Test it out first and then add it onto your character. Thank you, Tsuna. Thank you, Chicky. Thank you, Blue. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I know color theory there's so much to think and talk about, and I don't think I did a 100% job today because it's so confusing. I brought up like 50 million different ideas. I brought up the color wheel. Just like to quick recap, it's like we have the color wheel, we have hue, saturation, and value. I'm going to use this to close my tabs as well. So we learned about that. Again, hue, saturation, and value. Hue, saturation, and value in skin tones. Then we also talked about the way we perceive color through our eyes and shadows and lighting. We talked about cool colors and warm colors. And I think that's it. I already closed a lot of other tabs, but we talked about so many key details before even getting into each of these skin tones. Oh, there was one more I wanted to do. It is a lot, but I was able to learn things I didn't know all this time. I'm glad. Maybe I will do this demo again another time, but have it a little more organized and sorted out so that like we can recap it again in the future. But another thing I wanted to do actually before I stop with this was abnormal skin tone. So like, for example, green. Maybe you have a goblin character. Green skin tone. I think these are really fun because, again, this is what some people do when learning about drawing and colors, and this is how people start. Some people will start with, okay, green. Do some shadow. And then do some lighting, right? And this is what we end up with. But it doesn't look interesting, you know? It looks kind of dull. It looks just green. There's not much happening. It works, but when you apply color theory, apply everything that we learned today about hue, about lighting, about how we perceive, then we start to think, okay, what does this really tell me? Frick, what the heck? What does this really tell me about the environment that this person is in? Like, it's very boring. There must be no lighting. It must be dark. I don't know. All I know is that there's a light source coming from here that's very light, like white. And then there is a shadow that's very not much of a shadow when it's gray. But when we apply how we perceive color, let's say the shadow is, let's say your typical shadow, like it's a little more blue. Let's say we're in the blue hues. Typically, you wouldn't go for a shadow. So this is an abnormal skin tone, right? Because the skin tone base is green, and that is a cool color, you would not typically make the shadow a warm color, only because the tone is already quite a cool color, right? And if you made it like red or orange, it might be okay, but there's no reason really for this to have this type of shadow unless in your piece there was a light or some sort of abnormal lighting from here that's casting a red shadow. It's very specific, right? Now let's blend these. And then let's add a highlight. Let's say the lighting on this is abnormal, like pink. Let's try it. It's okay. Depends if you like it or not. Let's make it a little more red. Okay, that's not bad. I think yellow actually works quite well with this. It looks good with the green. Let me blend it a bit more. Gosh, hold on. Let me add more of this green here. I just blended all of it to disappear. Hi, Yolo. How's it going? And Fofo! Hey, Fofo. Okay, let me put the blue back. Because I just erased all of it. There you go. And then we have this cool green skin tone. So you can already see the difference from somebody who might be shading with just black and white and not a lot of hue variation, and one with a lot of hue variation. Like, let's say there's also an alternative lighting of a purple, like a purple. I'll make it very saturated. Maybe more pink. Yeah, more pink. A backlighting of pink coming through here. Which already makes the character's skin just look so dynamic and so interesting, so dynamic. I don't know what other word to use, but just there's a lot going on. There's a lot to skin tone. There's a lot to your own skin tone. A lot of color variations, what I'm trying to say. Skin tone is never really flat unless you want it to be. So if you're drawing a cel-shaded anime character, if you're drawing Garfield, like a flat cartoon character that's one flat color, by all means, color it with just the flat color in one shadow. Like, I'm gonna do Garfield. Garfield orange, that's probably not the right orange, but let's say you're cel shading this. Instead of going for a darker version of orange or something like this, try, again, thinking about the lighting, thinking about the shadow and how you might perceive it based on the lighting that's coming through, and use a different hue. So I used purple pink, and that's it. Now the shadow looks a little bit more interesting while still being orange and still being Garfield. And still, it's not anything different. It just gives it a lot more character. So it's things to take into consideration is all. Yeah, our Garfield orange there. So my point being is, if you're going to do cel shading with nothing super complex like this green or these like dark skin tones, if you're just doing something very flat and cel shaded, it doesn't mean you can't apply the same form of color theory, but just in a simpler manner, a simple idea. It's just all about playing with color at the end of the day and taking into consideration outside factors. So always think about your environment. You may be drawing a VTuber model, but maybe your VTuber model, like mine, is from the swamp. And maybe the swamp has a lot of green tones, a lot of earthy tones. Maybe it's very sunny all the time. So my character might have a skin tone that portrays some very sunny lighting, and maybe something, if it's swamp like, maybe a very green or blue cool tone backlighting of some sort. Always take into consideration the environment your character is in, or just where your character might originate from. Why the skin tone always gives something purpose. Why, or if you want to just go stylistic and cool, like choosing this purple pink shadow for Garfield, you don't always have to have a purpose. Maybe I just wanted to do this because it looks cool, but at the end of the day, you know, don't just be like, I'm gonna apply green or yellow as the as the like thing, and not think about how it affects the overall look. It's always about just putting your brain to it, and that's why color theory is so hard. It's such a pain. Yay, colors. Alright, I'm gonna end stream now. Hope you guys had a good day. Goodbye. What time is it? These spheres are awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are able to put it to use too. How are y'all doing? I'm doing good, Elo. Sorry I didn't answer. I was trying to finish up this demo. I always take 5 hours. I take the entirety of stream to do a demo, but I enjoy it. I'm glad we can have art club and actually learn some things and do some things and have fun. Thank you for stream. No, not yet. We have to do art share. Good night. Good night. I have to make dinner first. I'm not going to sleep yet. But yeah, I'm doing good, Elo. I've just been chilling. I'm having a good day. It's art club today, so we're doing a lot of artsy things. But yeah, we talked about color theory today and applying color theory to skin tones. Yay! Yeah. Thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening, and listening to me make a fool of myself too when I don't know what I'm talking about. I always end up figuring it out, but sometimes my brain farts and I have to relearn myself as well. But it's fun. It's always fun. That's the point of art club, is just sharing it together and getting through it. Thank you for the secrets. Yeah. I think what I like to do when I teach art is I like to really give you guys not abnormal, but give you guys like new ways to practice that are a bit maybe different from what a typical art school or art teacher might give you. Like, they're always going to give you the advice to draw gesture drawings, to draw still lives, to analyze color from still lives, to do all those things. But that's why I liked giving you guys this idea to do the spheres, because I also want to believe in making things easier as well, because not all of us have the time and patience to go to art classes or money to go to art classes and to like sit there in front of a still life and actually analyze them and cut paper like how I did for some of my examples. Like, we don't have time to sit and cut paper. We want to draw anime girls. So I like to give you guys fun activities like doing these spheres, because you can really do them quickly while learning color theory and then apply it to your drawing. And then same with the activity I told you guys about earlier, which takes a little bit longer, but the color blending for hue, from one hue to another hue and from one value to the other value, that's a really fun activity and cool activity to do. It takes a little bit longer, but I don't think I did learn that in art school, but I learned it from a very specific professor that I don't think I've ever seen any other professor give that idea to mesh the two together. It's really interesting. What if you like cutting paper? Oh, here, Fuffle, you should do this. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you were here for all of stream, but basically I did this activity in art school where I had to buy a booklet of like 500 shades of colors. They actually sell it, by the way, and it's extremely expensive. I think I bought a used version. I bought a used version of of it, and basically, yeah, it's a little booklet of these like they're like paint swatches, but not actually paint swatches. It's meant for artists to study, but it's a booklet of 500 plus shades of colors, like shades like Pantone colors to RGB colors to like every color and shade you can find. And what we did in this class is we literally like hand picked from these papers and tried to just like color match and make things work. So this thing, for example, I cut each one of these different colors of paper. Like this looks blue and it looks like it's translucent, like I painted it on this pyramid, but that's just like one piece of paper. This is just a blue piece of paper, and I put it next to all these greens and made it look like something. And it's very interesting, but it's just a really weird way to like really analyze color and train your eyes. These ones are a bit easier, but I was explaining this earlier. These are 2 different shades of pink, but when put on different types of paper, different colors of paper, they look like they're the same shade. And same with, that's Miu. That's Miu. Same with this one. 2 different colors. These aren't even like the same green. This is like a green and a yellow. And then when you put it on, this one's a little harder to tell, or like easier to tell. You can kind of tell this one's more green. But the project here is to try and make them look the same shade by placing a different color behind it to trick your eyes. And it's just to prove to us a point that our eyes perceive colors in so many different ways that you have to take that into consideration when drawing as well. It's really interesting. It was a fun thing. This was the size of the papers. This big yellow and green rectangle was the size of the papers in the booklet, and then there's like 500 of them, which is different colors. And I don't know what I did with it. I think I gave it to another student when I was done with it because they're so expensive. They're like $300. No way. There's no way it's 300, right? It was really expensive though. They were so expensive, so I gave it to another student for free because I didn't need it for the class anymore, and I was never gonna touch them ever again. But it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing for sure. I never knew that ever in my life I would buy a very expensive pack of 500 color swatches. I wonder what these look like for people who are colorblind. Yes! Oh, so something kind of fun that happened while I was taking this color theory class in college was one of my classmates was colorblind, and he didn't tell anyone. He didn't tell anyone until we were in the middle of doing a color theory project, and he was painting, and he like raises his hand for the professor, and he just out of the blue, out of the middle of the class goes, "What if I'm colorblind? How do I do this assignment?" And my professor just blurts out loud and goes, "Why didn't you tell any of us you're colorblind?" This is a color theory class. And he was sitting here trying to do them arting on hard mode. Yeah. It was really funny. It was really cool though to see him tackle the projects while being colorblind though, because his color choices obviously were a little more interesting than others, and it was really funny and cool to see at the same time. But I will never forget that memory of this dude just admitting he's colorblind midway through the class. It's just, it was really funny. Like the one's dress who's changed colors based on the light. Yeah. Are you talking about the blue and gold dress? Or just a different dress? I always think of the blue and gold dress where everyone sees it as a different color. It's very interesting. I forgot. I forgot I was colorblind. Yeah, the gold blue dress. Everyone perceives color differently. And color can always be changed and seen different. It's just so weird. Color is so weird. Color theory is so complex. But as my last bit of advice, don't think too hard about it. Don't worry too much about fully understanding or cracking down on color theory, because if it was all confusing to you, it's okay. At the end of the day, just don't be afraid to play with color. Don't always stick to just gray and white and for shadows and lighting. Like try to like always throw color in there. It's fun. Always think about contrast. Contrast is another good art term that we might be familiar with, but I always think of contrast. There should be like about an even amount of dark to light. A piece should balance very nicely. Some people perceive color wrong. That can happen. It's true. My cat, Elijah, my cat perceives color wrong, I'm pretty sure. Do cats see in black and white, or is that just a dog thing? Or is that a myth? I don't actually know. Don't let it stop you from proceeding. Exactly. Keep going. Like, even I learned a little bit from today's demo. I added some of this pink tone from this one that we made into my tummy render, and it already looks freaking better. I don't know. I don't even know how I did it. I just scribbled it on, and it's looking good. We're getting somewhere. We're making good progress. I'm being a whole artist. I'll be done with my 2.0 in another 2 years, I promise. It's taking forever, but I'm being very meticulous and very working very hard on it. I'm working very hard on finishing the body right now. That's why I still don't have like the face or hair render or even drawn in yet, because I really want to perfect the body and maybe even the clothes before I get to the face and hair. Because when I do the face and hair, that's the fun part for me. Like, I love doing the face and hair for characters. So if I start that now, I'm never gonna finish, or I'm going to take forever to finish, because then I'm gonna be doing all the hard parts later for me, which is the body, the clothes, all that stuff. So I'm working backwards. I'm doing the body and clothes first, and then I'm gonna work on the fun stuff for me at the end. Dogs can see certain colors, I believe. Oh, okay, but I feel like I've heard that too, yeah. That's always interesting. Tommy? Where? Similar to dogs, cats only have 2 types of receptors in their eyes, and they can only see shades of gray, blue, and yellow. That's so weird. That's crazy. Gray, blue, and yellow. Wow. I wonder, that makes me like, oh man. That makes me feel a certain way about getting my cat certain toys. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna give him all his toys are gonna be blue from now on. Elijah loves these, he loves the fishing rod toy. The cat, like, fishing rods that have, like, a feather or something tied to the end. And he really likes anything that looks like a worm. He likes really snake-like, like, stringy things. Have you ever seen what tigers look like to deer? No. I want to see. What is that like? Alright, in the meantime, I'm gonna make the announcement now. Chat, start getting your art shares in the Discord server so that I may look at them. I love how I didn't do any co-working. I took so freaking long on art demo. It's okay though. It's okay. I enjoy taking my time and making sure you guys understand and saying it in many and multiple different ways so that there's many options for you guys to understand. I hope you guys learn something, and I don't care how long it takes as long as it's part of art club and it's fun. I still enjoyed myself. Tigers are so hard to see for them? Real? That's crazy. But are tigers typically in the same environment as deer? I mean, I guess like a forest, aren't they? Like, do tigers probably hunt some form of deer, but deer specifically? Learning, yeah. But yeah, please get in your art share now. A limit between 2 to 3 pieces per person, mainly 2, depending on how many people post an art share. And in a few minutes, I will look at art share. They're green to them? Oh, like a tiger? So they just blend. Wait, do they blend in with everything else? I'm gonna look it up. Maybe it'll pop up quite quickly. What tigers look like to deer? Oh, they are just straight up green. That's crazy. Because they do just end up blending in with all the trees and stuff. That's wild. Poor deer. Deer not big brain enough. Deer's not evolved enough, apparently. I wonder what other colors we can't see. You think there's more? That'd be incredible. And highly overwhelming. It's BS. Tigers do not need all those advantages. Deer, though, I feel, are just meant to be prey at this point, because even we as humans hunt deer, and that's crazy when you think about it. Oh my gosh. But it's okay, no co-working today. I hope you guys at least were able to work and have fun during the demo, whether or not you were following along or just working on your own stuff. And I got to show off what I got done on my model. And we'll just continue next week with some art and stuff. La 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 la. I'm hoping I can finish Sunai's sketch over the weekend so that next week, when you guys catch me working on Sunai's thing, there'll be color and it'll be far along already. Alrighty. Oh, I just saw a sneak peek at what Tech posted. It's so pretty. Let me get Discord up. Some animals eat, some animals get eaten. It's true. Huh. Okay. Here we go. So this was from last week, I believe, from Nandin, and I hope we can play it here. I didn't have art club last week since I left for my trip, so we're kind of catching up a little bit as well. Spoilers. Spoilers? So what spoilers? Why are we saying spoilers? What spoilers of what? What spoilers? Mantis shrimp have 12 color receptors compared to the 3 we have. The music is a bit weird. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's cutting? I'll turn it off. That's weird that it does that from time to time. Is it better now? Nope. Okay, we'll just turn it off. We'll just have no music. That's okay. What the heck? That's so weird. Why did you guys say spoilers though? So is stream laggy? I feel like I'm getting your messages late. Then I get to sit here awkwardly while I wait. Are we good? Are you okay, chat? Oh, were you saying spoilers for text art? When I was talking about it? I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm lost. Oh, there's a delay. SMH. Oh, let's watch Nandin. Seems okay, okay. Nandin's... I don't know what this is. Oh, it's an animation! Is there audio? No, there isn't. That's okay. Boom! Holy! Dark matter imploded explosion. This is sick. I love it. I love them! I've personally never tried to do like an explosion animation, but I love the frames like this one where it really like starts to build up and explode. I forgot what you call those. There's like a term in anime and animation and like superhero stuff where you would call this like is it a freeze frame? I don't know what you call it. But it's typically in like impact and explosion type animation where typically you'll see stuff like in Dragon Ball or whatever when they're like when they like impact with like a punch and then there's this animation of explosion happening. They're always really cool. Like they're so cool. I love seeing it. I also love this guy. It looks so silly. This looks like a Pokemon. You know what? You guys know in Pokemon, the unknown? The unknown Pokemon? That's what I think of when I see this. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing, Nandin. I don't think Nandin's here today. I'll have to thank Nandin in the Discord. But thank you for sharing. I love animation stuff. The funny frames you get when you pause at the right time. Yeah! Those are always included, which is quite lovely. You see them a lot in shonen, as well as like a magical girl anime too. Anything with action, I think you get them a lot. Alright, blue! Spoilers, I've seen this one already. Showed me. This is Blue's character and Show's character, Yumi. I think it's Yumi. Yeah, Yumi. They're so cute. I freaking love it. Smear frames. Smear frames might be... I've heard that term before. Yeah, I think it might be like that. I love it. You drew Yumi so cute. And like so, what's the word for it? You got her personality down quite well. Like this mischievous, like up to no good cutie. What's behind her? I want to zoom in here, but I can't see. What is this little image behind her hand? I had a lot of fun. It looks so good. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in so you can see everything. You can see most everything in this. And she's so cute. This cute, yeah. Oh, so your character too. I know I said this before, but I really like your blue hair. Like blue Hatsune Miku type hair is so cute, and I like that her tail behind me is like perked up really straight. Like she's like, whoa, whoa. She's so surprised. Miyu is so crazy good at magic. It looks like she's doing a magic trick. I know there's impact frames. Yeah, I think impact frames is the word I was looking for. It's a Joker card with Idan on it. That's so silly. I love it. Thank you for sharing, Blue. She did a sleight of hand trick. She's a whole magician right now. Cat girl meetup. Oh my. Yep. Ah! Yeah, see? I'm here now too. I'm part of the meetup. Yeah? Who else is a cat girl? I don't know too many cat girls. Who has a cat girl OC? I don't know. All of our friends are wolves and dogs, except Pal. And Jolly's a fish. And I know, I know another, we raided Liz last time. Liz is a cat. Jolly, oh, that's right. Jolly has a OC, Aoi? Aoi? Yeah, Jolly's OC is a cat. She's cute too. I love her a lot. I'm just a guy. No, you're the Admiral. The Admiral, pal. Oh, there's more. There's this one. Me when put on the cat ears now. Put on the cat ears. No, this is chat when there's no cat ears. There we go. I love it. I have a gun now. Oh no, I'm so scared, yeah? Let's get out the cat ears. I'm just a Oh, hi Zero! How are you doing? This looks so good, Blue. It also translates so well on looking at it in chat. It's so good. I think it's the way you did the eyes and the gun is so detailed. And then the ears, like the ears appear well on stream as well. I love it. It's so good. I love the gun. You put so much detail. I had a hard time, but I changed the gun color a lot. I think that's the most important part for the emote, right? It looks so good. Thank you for sharing. Mom, 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 mom. Elijah's meowing. All right, Jolly! Value practice is doing it the entire. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love seeing practice. Yeah, so good. I love seeing practice. I feel like, sometimes people, not you, Jolly, but anyone, sometimes people are too shy to show their practice work or like things that they're like just working on for giggles and not like actual pieces. But I think they're so fun to share because they just like show us how much practicing can make a difference, how much it helps you improve, and it's just so cool seeing it. I love it so much. All of this shadow you did by the ears is incredible because you really feel like the ears and the farther back in this dark background, like there's actually a shadow here, like this dude, this person, this ma'am, whoever it may be, can just like seep back into the void and just disappear in the darkness. What about the neck area? And the neck has this very strong shadow as well. It looks so good, Jolly. How goes stream? Stream goes well, Zero. We're just doing some art share right now for Art Club. I asked anyone in chat that's interested if you want to do some art share, something you're working on during stream, or even works in progress or finished pieces from this week. You can share it in the Discord server and the Art Club channel as long as it's safe for work and no spam. And it's a fun time. We don't critique or anything. We just look and admire and have fun. Harkonnen scum spot. What? What? Hi, Carp. Welcome back. I don't know what that means. What the heck? Xiao! You did awesome, Jolly. Yes, Jolly looks so good. Oh, even the eyes. Like the way you have the shadow over the eyes here really give depth. Like this face has so much depth already. It looks so good. Thank you, Jolly. But may thy knife chip and shatter? Dune reference? Oh. I watched Dune, but I'm very slow to pick up on things. I'm slow to pick up on any references because I always have to have like I always have to have Jolly and Show like walk me through what's going on. But Dune was really good. Jolly actually had me watch the second one recently, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Tech! This beautiful girl! I wish it wouldn't zoom in so much when I'm zooming in because I want you guys to see it all. You guys can see it all like this though. Tuna missed the reference. I missed it. I'm sorry. Why is this sand spicy? I recognize that reference. So pretty. Yes, Tech. This one looks so good. It's so pretty. The background too. I gotta talk about the background. I don't know how the heck you did that, but freaking amazing. So pretty. I love all the... You know what's so nice about this? The character and her outfit actually does like fit so well with this background with all the cherry blossoms. Like the cherry blossoms going past her skirt and the purples and pinks. Let's talk a little bit about color theory because I think Tech did an amazing job and great example for color theory here that we were talking about today. But like just look at just look at this arm right here. The shadow choice based on the lighting. The overall lighting is kind of coming from up here and it's sunlight because we're outside. And the shadow does have a cooler tone because it is in this darker area with the hair and the torso. But then you also have some like just some pink and orange coming in through here, which is remnants of the sunlight as well. And as well as reflective lighting off of the clothes. This purple skirt would have some type of purple reflection upon the skin here. And I think it looks it's so well done. It's so great. I love it. Same with like the pink from the trees might reflect some sort of pink lighting or tone within the skin as well. I think it's a great example to analyze as well. But thank you, Tech. It's so pretty. The cherry blossoms, yeah. How do we join the Discord? !Discord in the chat. Thank you, Show. The background's on mine, just okay. Okay. It's pretty otherwise. Your character, the character you drew fits in so well. I'm exuding immeasurable amounts of hype from all this epic art. It looks so good. Also, I do like, this is like a graphic design detail, but I like when people outline their art pieces with like white, like their characters with white. It just makes it stand out a lot. It's not needed, but it's like a detail that I particularly appreciate. I like it a lot. It always I just love the way characters look when they're outlined like that. Yes, thank you, Tech. All right. I do this every time. I know this is the Discord censoring thing. Expose yourself now. C. C. See? Scarf! There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for claiming yourself. I can't fully read who it is because of Discord censoring it for stream. Freaking streamer mode. Yeah, streamer mode. This looks cool. Yes! Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to it for a second because I was focused on the name. But what the heck? This is so cool. I love it. You guys don't understand how much I love game art. I mean, we're gamers here, right? But I love idle, like, RPG style art like this so much. It's just so cool. I love just the little idle animations of, like, characters, you know, wiggling back and forth or just doing their thing. It's just some of the most simple but, like, amazing things that people have put together. Casting wild magic. We got like a little sorcerer back here. This dude with an axe, it seems. A sword. Another dude with an axe. And we got this rat. Rats! Rats make me crazy. Splash art for the game I'm working. That looks so freaking cool, Carp. I know you talked about your game before in the past. I'm sorry. Seeing this makes me so excited. That looks so freaking cool. Love the designs and the way the characters move. Exactly. They're so cool. They stand out a lot with their colors too. I love that. I want to get into game art so bad, but I'm always so what's the word for it? I jump around too much. I'm always so indecisive. I jump from project to project. Like 1 minute I want to do game art, the next minute I want to do like my VTuber model, the next minute I want to do illustrations. Like I'm always all over the place, but I kind of hope that one day I might be able to do like some character art for like an idle animation like this, or just game art in general, especially for cute, wholesome games. I love that type of stuff. RPGs too. Oh, hail the pixel nudge. You're on a short list for tester access. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. I love it. I love to see it. This is so cool. It's so cool to see your progress come here and there as well. I can't wait for that eventually. I really like the dude with the big sword. The shoulders are really pleasing to watch. This one in the front. It's true. He's got kind of a little groove going with those shoulders. Oh, it's so fun. Rockin' stuff. They're so fun. I love it. Thank you for sharing. All right, last call. Last call for art. I'm going to put the music back on and see if it'll start working again. Otherwise, last call for art. I hope it's not going to cut out. Please let me know, chat, if music starts being stupid again. Zero! What the freak are you blessing our eyes with? This is so beautiful. I got more if that's cool. Yes, go ahead. We don't have too many, so go for it. I just asked for no more than 3 at the most. That's my VTuber. What the heck? Why is this so cool? This is so good. Does your VTuber have all these hands as well? Like these like cool yokai type hands? Dang, of course, this is so freaking pretty. I'm blown away. Oh, nice. Chat thinks you're hot. Oh, backstory. Okay. Wow, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So I was gonna point out again. We don't do critique here, but I do want to do some analyzing based on the demo we did today for color theory, because there's some amazing color theory in here to kind of give more examples from what we talked about today. But just like this lighting of the pink in the skin, the purples in the skin that are reflecting from the purples down below and against the legs as well. Just like the lighting, kind of like a sunlight again, is kind of coming through up here, very bright and warm. but everything down here is very cool and reflective again of the scenery that's down here. These dark wispy things. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. Thank you so much for sharing. What the heck? I'm mesmerized. Also with the hands, just the way the hands are drawn too is impressive. Hands are the bane of my existence, and I think it's the bane of the existence of everyone. I think a lot of people dislike drawing hands, but I always admire. I need to practice hands more because I don't dislike drawing them. I just struggle drawing them. So I always think they're fun. They're fun to do different hand poses, and like these are so cool. The way the finger bends here is so cool as well because it's just such a dynamic pose. I feel like I need to practice more because they are fun. Happy I made it in time. Of course. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I love it. All right. That's the last call. Now or hold your peace. I think Carp said you wanted to share one more. So we can wait a minute for that too. But how's the music, chat? Is the music cutting out again, or is it cooperating? I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's an internet thing or if it's like I don't know. Oh, ads! Oh, wait for ads. Before we look at Carps, we can kind of already see it. But I'll wait for ads for a moment. Boom, boom, boom. In the meantime, I'll get ready to oopsies. 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 I'm going through servers.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to look for who to raid and not press keys again that will skip through servers. I heard ma'am screaming ads and then they start playing. Sorry, I just saw the ads were coming in. No more ads? Did they end? Says they still have 1 more minute. I'll wait till they're officially ended in case anybody's still stuck in ads, and then we'll continue. I'm gonna look for someone to raid in the meantime. Adele, how are you doing? Also, Zero, thank you for the tier 1. What the heck? Sorry, I missed it for a minute. My brain farted. Thank you so much. I just subbed so I didn't have to see them. Oh! Got it. I'm just stupid. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. 50 seconds. 50 seconds. We have 50 seconds on ads. Let's see. Okay, I think I know who to raid. Alright. Back from ads. Alright, ads have ended. Back to what we were doing. This! So cute! What the heck? Thank you, Carp! Thank you for sharing. This is so cute. I love it. I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know if you've posted this before or not. Or maybe I'm crazy. But it's still so cool. I love seeing animation. Something I actually forgot to mention before art share today and before stream today. I try to make sure I say it every art club just to remind everybody. But art share doesn't limit us to just digital art and animation and stuff like that, like visual art. You guys can share music if you guys compose music or anything. You guys can share building, like building Gundam and stuff, or building Legos. I don't know. Like, you guys could share any form of art that you would like, that you guys are into or working on. It's always fun to see. So there's a perfect emo for it. I may have, it's kind of old. It's so cute. I like the blue bikini and the way it matches the water. um, was part of me getting back into practice. Heck yeah, it turned out so good. I definitely like how you have the shift in weight for her. It looks like she's like bopping her hip, but it's obviously the because she's surfing, but it's so good. I love it. Also Skelta share. I also Skelta share. Yes, please. I'd love to see that. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I should be sharing some of like my crochet projects. I never share. I always share to you guys what I'm working on stream, but not like anything in the art share like outside of stream. I should share too. Maybe next time. But yeah, I hope to see you next time for that 0. We have art club every Friday. Every Friday. So it should be good. I'll probably continue to do art club around this time. I won't make it any earlier, like my other streams, but I'll do art club between 4 to 7 EST, and we should be good. Everyone's so talented. Yeah, it's true. I love seeing all of it. Have you jumped to Kara perchance? I'll follow. I'll follow you there. I haven't. I actually don't know too much about it. Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. And I always have such a fun time seeing them. Again, art club every Friday. It used to be 6 p.m. EST. I am going to move it up like I did today, only because I'm trying to keep a better sleep schedule. I sleep earlier now, and I don't want to get off of stream and go straight to bed. So instead of 6 p.m. EST, it's going to be every Friday around 3 or 4 p.m. EST. But I'll make an announcement in the Discord server about that usually every week, so we'll be okay. Otherwise, my other streams are going to be Mondays and Wednesdays. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Friday being art club, but Mondays and Wednesdays around 10 a.m. EST. It's basically Twitter, but for art. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that because I've been thinking about that recently. I think I heard somebody else talk about it, but I've heard something along the lines of like artists should have their own platform, kind of like back in the day, like DeviantArt and stuff like that. And I feel like nowadays it just doesn't really exist anymore. But it's kind of cool to hear that there's something like it. I want to look into it. Discord started auto-fixing times. Oh, wait, did Discord do it? Wait, they had me press when it said, 3 p.m.? What do you mean? I did set up so that it shows you guys the time in your time zone. Back before DeviantArt didn't suck, yeah. It's not the best anymore, but back in the day when it was just like all artists, right? I doubled that negative really hard. That's okay. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm gonna start at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. EST on Fridays from now on. We used to start at 6 p.m., so I tried to make it a time slot where we're going from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, so that you guys can still catch up into art club if you show up for the 6 o'clock time. And then I might stream longer sometimes, who knows. So I just want to make sure that we still have kind of the relatively time that people like to show up. I don't want to change it too much, but I will be starting a little bit earlier on Fridays. It said 3 p.m. and I thought it meant 3 p.m. your time. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Yeah, I started using the time code thing so that it appears as your own time zone. I always DA a strange place. I got some weird requests there. Oh, I always do. I have some weird requests there. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been on DeviantArt in a very long time, so I don't even know what's going on over there these days. I used to play like Flash games on DeviantArt. Isn't that weird? Kind of like Newgrounds. Like there was some like artists I would follow that would make like Flash like Flash games. It was kind of strange, but kind of miss those days as well. But I'll have to look into Kara. That sounds interesting. I don't know much about it, but interesting to hear that it's for artists. So thank you for sharing that. But yeah, I'll be back on Monday. I'll have a stream schedule out for next week. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I keep talking about wanting to play FNAF. I really, really want to play FNAF, and I always keep putting it off. So I'm not gonna promise yet. I'll decide over the weekend. But maybe FNAF next week. I think I'm gonna stop Baldur's Gate for now. Maybe FNAF. We'll see. or play some farming games. I don't know, something like that. So that's next week. See you guys on Monday at 10 a.m. EST. I'm gonna start streaming in the mornings for those because I wake up so early. And Newgrounds throwback. Yeah, I don't. Man, the old days. I remember John Sue did that a few times. Oh, I see. I need to get my daily dose of Weezer. I would love to see you play FNAF for the... I definitely will play FNAF. I don't know about next week, but I definitely will. There's a very, very high chance I will next week. I feel like I should just commit and do it because I've been wanting to for a very long time now, and I put it off for like 2 months. So I might play FNAF next week. The only thing that was holding me back was the fact that we didn't finish Baldur's Gate, but there's just so much to Baldur's Gate, and I feel like Baldur's Gate has been kind of slow recently as well, and I'm enjoying it, but I've had some days where it's like, it's so long, so it might be nice to have a change of pace. So we'll try and play FNAF, hopefully. I'll decide over the weekend and put a stream schedule out, but I'll see you guys Monday. If you guys want to see when I go live, you guys can join the Discord server or follow me on Twitter. I actually sometimes forget to post that I'm live on Twitter. I forgot to do that today. I forgot to post that I'm live. So mostly the Discord, but you can check both to see my stream schedule and or when I go live. I'll be live Monday. Thank you for such a great art club. I'm tired now. I think I'm really tired today because it's so hot. It's so hot in my room. I'm getting a headache. It's a bit slow for me, so I feel you. Yeah. Baldur's Gate, yeah. I don't know. I thought it would be somewhat quicker. I mean, I knew it was a long game, but I'm having kind of a hard time getting through it, so it's been a long time. I'm waiting for the right mood to play Baldur's Gate 3. That's fair. Thank you for streaming tutorial on Art Club. Yes, thank you for joining. I hope you guys had a good time. And let me go get ready to raid. Nice to catch your stream again today. Yes, thank you for stopping by, Carp. It's so good to see you. Remember me, that's always endearing. Of course, you've been around for quite a bit of time. Hello, my arrival. Hello, unknown. Welcome to the chat. How did you find my stream? I apologize because we were about to raid out, but thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? I'm typing in raid. We'll do some co-working next time, since I did a demo this time. We're gonna go raid Light Silverstar. She's working on a waifu, apparently. I'm excited to see some girl. Looks good. Just wanted to say hi. Well, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry I'm raiding out, but as a little introduction, my name's Toonahrt. I'm a Swamp Siren VTuber. I do art and play game. Today was my art club, which I do every Friday, where we do art together. We do an art share for chat, and we also do demos. And today we talked about color theory and skin tones. But it's nice to meet you. Thank you guys for sticking around for stream. I'm excited to see you guys on Monday for game. I'm a little sad because I'm kind of in the mood to game, but I also love art club, so I'm glad we did art club, but I kind of want to stream games, so I'm excited for Monday. So I'll see you guys then. We'll go raid Light, and raid message will be this. This if you don't have a sub. And have a good night. Going to go back and watch today's VOD later. Miss so much. That's so sweet to hear. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you'll learn a thing or two from my demo. I did my best, but it was a little bit scuffed today. I tried my best, but it's okay. I was a little ill-prepared today. Maybe next time. we'll do it again another time and review it. But thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Make some dinner, rather. I'm gonna make fried rice and chicken, probably. So I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody. We're not starting soon. Bye-bye.